Hey, I'm Joe Cipriano, the voice of Fox in the 1990s, and I have to tell you, I never listened to Trav and Mike on the Cartridge and Quest podcast. Never.
You know what's really interesting, though?
What?
The fact that we're going to be joined by one of the biggest voices of the 90s.
Dude, okay. So, Joe Cipriano, you probably don't know the name.
No.
But I guarantee you that you know his voice.
Absolutely.
Check this out. Bro.
That's wild.
This guy, every show that we watched on Fox in the 90s, he was telling us to watch it.
I'm going to make him say some questionable shit today.
I hope so, but I don't know if you're going to get to if he's going to fall for it, because he's pro.
He is a pro.
He is a pro, but
We'll see, though.
we got to get him to say, I never watched the Cartridge and Quest podcast, though. Like, we have to get him to say that.
I think he's got it.
It's going to be cool. Like, TikTok is crazy, dude. Like, just the way that you can connect with people that you didn't even ever think that you'd be able to connect with is just awesome.
Internet is wild, man.
The internet is
a
crazy.
wild fucking place.
Like, I would have never known how to connect with any of the people we've been talking to lately if it wasn't for the internet. So, pretty freaking cool. So that's coming up later in the episode. We'll talk to Joe Cipriano. We haven't been doing this. People don't even freaking know who we are. I'm Average Trav.
I'm Footy Mike C.
We are the Cartridge and Quest podcast, and we are here for you.
That's right.
So, if you're watching live and you want to join us, go to the website cartridgeandquest.com.
Shit.
Find the secret button. I will give you a hint this week. It says contact.
Oh, God.
Once you find that, there's going to be some loops you got to go through. You're going to have to figure some stuff out. It's a puzzle. But once you get there, you can join us live on the podcast, and we'll let you into Riverside. You can come on video. Make sure you have a shirt on.
Or don't.
I mean, please have a shirt on. And then we'll talk to you for a few minutes and see what's going on. So find that contact button on the website. Come join us on the podcast live.
You just have to accept if we get a guest, though, right?
I do. Yeah, they
Okay.
can't just pop in, thankfully.
Thank God.
But I'll see it. And
Will you?
yeah, I will. Unless it says Fat Nuts HD, and then it gets declined immediately.
Immediately decline.
So don't make that your name, and you'll be fine. So Fat Nuts, I'm just telling you, if you want to trick old Average Trav, just change it to something else, and I'll let you in. How's that?
Slim Nuts HD.
Some Nuts, No Nuts. That's his actual name, No Nuts HD.
Well, like you had a rivalry with this guy already, and we hadn't even had him on yet.
It's great because, I don't know why it's great. Honestly, it's just funny because I don't even know him at all, and I give him a hard time already. So, pretty funny. All right, so we are drinking Alani's this morning because it's early.
We could still be drinking, but it's fine.
I didn't plan ahead far enough, so we're drinking Alani. I have Strawberry Sunrise. You got an Orange Kiss. These are my two favorites, dude. Like this Strawberry Sunrise is like an Orange Kiss with just a little bit of strawberry flavor in it. It's really good. And then that Orange Kiss, that's my go-to every morning before work while we're working out.
A lot.
The following podcast is rated N for nostalgia. It contains strong language, heavy retro references, and will spontaneously unlock core memories. Viewer discretion is advised. Now hang on for a trip back to the 90s with Cartridge and Quest.
I like it.
Trying to sit up straight today. I was saying I was slouching.
Terrible posture.
Trying to sit up straight.
We need some better chairs. We need a chair sponsor.
I didn't even think about that. Somebody does need to sponsor some chairs for down here. Who could do that? Got to figure that out.
I'm gonna have a huge ass like recliner, like power recliner back
just-
there.
You only got one? You're such a
one.
butthole.
Just one is all we need. It's all we need.
We're just stuffed into one chair during the whole podcast.
We're just sitting next to this camera here.
Like, this is weird. Okay, so here's the deal. Here's some 90s kid boy math for you. Spending $150 on a mint inbox Super Nintendo game.
But absolutely refusing to pay to fix your smartphone that looks like it's just been power bombed by any of your favorite wrestlers. Like, pick one.
I don't know. Powerbomb. If you're talking powerbomb, Sid Vicious.
Yeah.
Freaking The Undertaker.
Undertaker had a solid one.
It makes zero sense that we will throw down on retro games all day, but we walk around swiping on shattered glass, cutting up our fingers. So here's the real math to fix it. Our guys over at Cellular Center ICT at the Town East Mall in Wichita have a deal right now that actually justifies getting it fixed.
Yeah, just this week they're actually doing $20 off, and I think it's over $100. So if you go in there, take your phone in, $20 off, you can get all that shit taken care of, and it's going to be so nice.
Yeah, they've been doing it since 2012. So they cracked the phone open, they fixed the internals, they replaced the screen, and you're good to go. So that's solid podcast math. $20 saved means $20 in the beer fund, or put it towards a sealed copy of DuckTales on the SNES. I've been spying that.
I'm just saying. Also, I mean, that might get you a half a beer at any craft brew shop. So
True. So stop putting it off. Stop slicing up your thumbs.
Tell them Cartridge and Quest sent you. Go there, hang out, let them know.
And just Cellular Center ICT at the Town East Mall in Wichita. Alex and Sam are your guys, and tell them that Trav and Mike sent you. Do it now. Go right, like seriously, right now. Hit pause.
Turn this shit off. Turn this.
Go
shit
do
off.
it. What are you waiting for? Yeah, dude. Great show coming up. Got all the normal stuff. You got some new stuff. It's just gonna be a sweet little hang this morning.
There's boobies in there.
You're gonna make me work this week on hiding some stuff, huh?
We'll see.
All right. Well, let's get into some retro rewind, and we're gonna do it a little different this week. So just hang on for the ride, and we're gonna talk about something that we all remember. We all remember the '90s arguments on the playground as elementary school kids, right? You were either a Nintendo kid who loved your NES and could not wait for the SNES to come out, or you were a Sega kid who was bragging about blast processing and how much better Sonic was than Mario.
What kind of...
You don't remember blast processing?
No.
That was their big thing. Like, that's what made it faster and better was blast process. That was their marketing scheme.
What kind of fucking nerd is like 10 and be like, no fucking blast processing? It's like...
I guarantee you on the playground that's what they were telling you.
No, you're a little nerdy ass. So, guys, I'm telling you.
Blast processing's fake. It's a marketing ploy. That's what I was saying.
I was school today, Trav. Everybody's beating my ass again. I don't know.
I told him blast processing was fake.
You gotta quit talking about nerd shit, Trav. I'll never stop.
But that war ultimately wasn't decided on the playground. It wasn't decided on the monkey bars. It wasn't even decided at the tetherball pole. It was decided in a cutthroat, petty boardroom in Chicago in June of '91. The same weekend Nintendo finally decided to announce the Super Nintendo, Sega pulled a kamikaze pricing move to ruin their summer. And the craziest part, Nintendo was so busy trying to crush Sega that they accidentally created their biggest future rival. And it all happened on the same weekend in 1991. So this is Retro Rewind.
The 90s live again in time on Cartridge and Quest. It's Retro Rewind.
As always, Retro Rewind is brought to you by me choking on my Alani. Woof. Jeez.
Goddamn.
I think I've never been doing this before.
Every morning. It's always the Regent Theater, though. And I will say, I went to see The Mandalorian with Grogu, and that was wild. I'm going to be honest. I haven't even seen all the Star Wars. Haven't seen Mandalorian.
It's okay. You don't have to be like,
You don't.
feel shame for it. It's fine.
So my girl is huge on The Mandalorian.
Uh-huh.
Maybe even bigger on Pedro Pascal. Anyway.
Every
So-
girl our age.
So we go watch this, and I don't know what to expect or whatever. And it was a really good movie. Like I said, they have these like little Mexican characters in there. It doesn't say they're Mexican, but they're Mexican, 100%.
Rider.
They come in low riders, like 8 of them, and like in this small ass vehicle.
They have
come
their
popping.
flannels open on the bottom.
Yeah, it's just button one on the top. But no, they're just the way they talk. It's I don't know, man. I was like, those are my bros for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, go check out the Regent, get some popcorn, watch a movie. There's some big stuff. I mean, he's got a bunch of big movies coming this summer. So, theaters are interesting because they're totally just like beholden to whatever the movie companies are putting out. And
Sure.
so, when there's a good movie, if you're in Wellington, if you're hearing this and you're in Wellington or around Wellington, go check the movie out at the Regent and don't go up to Wichita or Derby or wherever, because we want to support our theater so that he continues to get good movies, because he has to have good numbers to get the good movies. So go check Jerry out. Go check out the Regent Theater. Now, back to Retro Rewind.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Mike, here's the deal.
Mhm.
Let's go back to June 1991. It's the Summer Consumer Electronics Show, CES,
I remember it well.
in Chicago. Nintendo is finally ready to show off the Super Nintendo to America. They announce it for $199, and it comes with Super Mario World, bro. Just the ultimate flex. Like, you're gonna give us the best brand new Mario with your console.
Mhm.
Nintendo already owned 85% of the market, and they knew it. But your boy over at Sega,
Old Tommy.
the CEO, Tom Kalinske, was not about to let Nintendo own the summer.
So here's my thing. Sega was cool. Nintendo, I mean, I like the Nintendo. It was fine, but Sega, like, you were just a dumbass. You didn't have one. You just weren't cool. You were some asshole kid just running around talking about blast something or something. Like, come on, nerd. We didn't care about all that. Like, the Sega was just badass, and if you didn't have one, that was just on you.
Yeah,
And I like how they pulled a little shiesty move here.
yeah,
They're cutthroat.
a little bit.
Pretty simple, Trav. Genesis does what Nintendo don't. Nintendo don't.
Yeah. So here's
Genesis does.
16-bit arcade graphics,
You can't do this on Nintendo. Genesis does.
16-bit sports action.
You can't do this on Nintendo. Genesis
Does,
Genesis
does,
Genesis
does,
Genesis
does.
Genesis does.
Get Joe Montana free, Pat Riley free, Buster Douglas free, Super Monaco GP free, or Collins free.
Genesis does.
What
Pick one.
Nintendo don't. Buy a 16-bit Genesis system between now and October 31st and get
an extra game. You got Altered Beast already, and then they were giving away something else too.
Dude,
Because
I'm gonna say Alter Beast was sick.
was it?
It was. I liked it a lot. I played it quite a bit.
So yeah, because it's probably the only game that you got because it came free with it, right? I'm just saying. You always talk about how you were poor.
That's true. But it was good. It was a fun game.
All right, if you say so. So Kalinske looks at the $199 price tag and he goes ham. He's like, I'm dropping this thing to $149, but he knows, or at least he thinks, that dropping the price is not enough to beat the SNES. He tells the Sega board in Japan that we're gonna stop packing Altered Beast,
Mhm.
and we're gonna pull a Nintendo here, and we're gonna give away our brand new flagship game, Sonic
Put in
the
Sonic.
Hedgehog.
Sonic is fucking huge, and everybody knew it.
Everybody knew it.
Nintendo was fucking up, and Sega's like, we're going to drop the price, and we're going to throw a game in there, and it's going to be one of the best games we have. Shit.
It's got to work, right?
Just saying.
So Kalinsky's board of directors in Japan thought he was out of his mind, giving away their best game. Cutting the console price means you're going to bleed money on every single box, but they use the razor strategy. You know the razor strategy?
No idea.
So the razor strategy is give them the razor for cheap, and they're going to buy the blades, and they're always going to have to buy the blades, right?
Mhm.
And so it worked. You had parents looking at the SNES for $199 with Super Mario, and then on the same shelf, you had them looking at the Sega Genesis. Both of them say 16-bit,
Mm-hmm.
and this one's $149. And they both come with the best game on the console. So that $50 was a huge deal for parents in the 90s. I mean,
That's ridiculous. I mean, it makes all the sense in the world. I mean, I'm kind of in that industry right now, especially with food stuff. I mean, hell, if you can give them a little something to draw them in, give them a little cheap appetizer for free, they're going to come in and buy the steak. And I mean, takes money to make some money.
Yeah. So the question is, did your parents buy a Genesis to save the $50? Let us know in the comments, because if you got a Genesis, I feel like it was because you said you wanted a game console and your parents bought the cheap one.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
right?
Like I said, it makes sense. It's there.
So, but the wildest part, the exact same weekend in Chicago, Nintendo was throwing their weight around so much that they committed the biggest blunder, I think, maybe in video game history. Sony was there. They had just announced the joint CD-ROM. We talked about it back in like episode 4 of this podcast, and they called it the Nintendo PlayStation. But the very next morning at 9 a.m., Howard Lincoln from Nintendo stood up on the stage, and he publicly betrayed Sony, announcing they were partnering with Philips instead for this same Nintendo CD.
So this was the same conference, the same.
Both of these things, Sega dropping their price, and Nintendo totally like nerfing Sony.
Okay, so that makes me feel like the cartridge, console wars.
Yeah.
Like, I bet it was like a lot more fucked than we even know.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
I bet like behind the scenes, like it was just fucking.
There was all kinds.
Can you
of
imagine
stuff going on.
the people like furious as fuck at these conferences and talking?
And they're
shit
all there, like they're all there in person, like in
Yeah.
person. This is all happening at the same time.
Man, I would have loved to have been there
That
just to
would've
see.
been crazy.
'Cause I guarantee shit was wild.
Yeah, so Nintendo embarrassed Sony so badly in front of the entire industry that Sony's executives were furious. They decided to build their own console out of pure spite. So in one weekend, Sega undercut Nintendo's price, and Nintendo accidentally created the company that would destroy both of them in just a couple of years.
Yeah, and that's wild because we actually talked about this. If you go back to like episode 4, it was called Apple One to Dark Web Devils.
Yeah, so you remember that one? We were talking about the dark web devil, and here's the thing. I feel like I didn't do a very good job labeling these back then because we didn't know what we were doing. This was episode 4 of our podcast.
Yeah,
it took me a half an hour to find where we freaking talked about that. I was like,
can't
dang
understand
it.
why
If
nobody
I can't
fucking
find it, nobody's going to be able to find it.
Yeah, and we can, we'll post a link so you
Yeah,
we've got
the link, so we'll put that in the show notes. But yeah, go check out. We talked about this whole thing about them finding the thing in the attic and how all of this happened. But that's the story of CES 1991 and how just crazy, like you said, like just these. We were as kids; these were our all our memories. But if you kind of pull back the curtain and you look at what was actually going on, it was just these fat white guys in boardrooms backstabbing each other,
cutting throats, dude.
Crazy. So I want to talk a little bit about what $50 would have meant in the 90s.
Oh my God, how much was a Bigfoot?
A Bigfoot pizza?
Yeah,
I feel like that was probably like $10.99 or something.
Oh, I was gonna say $19.99, but
you could have bought 4 of those, 5 of those.
$50 back then was a lot, dude. I remember just starting driving and gas was like 99 cents.
Yes.
Oh God.
I mean, obviously, we talked about you could buy an entire game for the console you just bought. So if you saved up your money all year and you were going to buy this for your birthday or whatever.
That's just boy math right there.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, look, we saved 50. We could buy another game for the price of.
Like now I get 2 games.
Yeah, that was their strategy for sure.
For sure. And then tapes, like music tapes.
Yeah.
We're talking $5 to $9 a piece. So you can get a bunch, 10 or so.
Get a fucking Tamagotchi, like a handful of Tamagotchis.
Yeah, a bunch. A bunch of Pogs and some frickin' Smashers.
You have a million Pogs.
Bro. McDonald's. Like if we talk about McDonald's is still around. In the early 90s, McDonald's combo meals were $2.99.
Bro.
You could buy your entire family that and then still go to Blockbuster and get a freaking rental.
I take my kids to McDonald's now. I'm spending like $50-$60. Crazy for McDonald's.
Yeah, it is nuts.
God.
Groceries. I mean, we all have that struggle.
Yeah.
$50 in the 90s, bro. You go get your console and then mom's like, we got to go grocery shopping. She's getting the entire week's worth of groceries for $50.
Man.
Theater snacks, a large popcorn and a soda, $6 probably.
Still that price at the Regent.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy. He still got them
Jerry's
90s prices.
Jerry's doing it, man. His just ticket prices to get in are ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. It's cheap. I mean, he was doing that Star Wars combo for $10, and you got that sweet cup.
Yeah.
So,
good God.
Yeah, 98 cents for gas back in the day. Like,
I remember.
Bro, $50, we could fill up a couple times.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that $50 really mattered. And I think Sega, as much as it was just like a spiteful, like, I'll show them kind of thing, it actually probably was smart business too, because, you know, that $50 was a big deal. It would still be a big deal now. Like, we had people talking about the M64 and how $199 was too expensive. And I'm like, well, what's not too expensive then? Is $150 not too expensive for that? Is $100 not too expensive for that? Like, where's the line? And it feels like if those two things are on the same shelf and you see one's $200 and one's $150, a pretty easy choice. But
to be honest, like, even now, if like a brand new Xbox and PlayStation came out at the same time, and they're like, "Hey, get this PlayStation for $50 off," I'd be like, "Maybe I get a PlayStation."
Maybe, yeah, exactly. Like,
and I've always been an Xbox guy.
Yeah, me too. It's just been I had a PlayStation 1, and that was the only PlayStation I ever had.
I had a PS2.
You did?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's the monolith.
And I just remember that bitch was always playing that music where a disc was fucked up. So it's like, I kind of fucking hate it. That's probably why I don't like them now.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can just hear that noise in my head over and over again. Like, ugh.
Oh, man. So that's Retro Rewind. Hopefully that, I mean, the point, what my thought process in Retro Rewind has kind of turned into like these, what we remember versus what was actually happening kind of thing. And sometimes we're going to embellish it and make it a true crime story. And sometimes we're just going to tell you the facts and kind of go through it. But, you know, I think it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows back in the 90s. And what we saw wasn't necessarily what was actually happening. And so it's just cool to go through that and hear the other side of that and understand why those things were awesome to us, but also, you know, what was going on behind the scenes. So
I'm waiting for the documentary. It's going to happen. It's going to be on Netflix. These guys like trying to kill each other.
Well, I bet there is a documentary. I didn't even think about that, but I bet there is one. All right, let's hop into some channel surfing and go through some headlines.
Channel surfing with Trav and Mike. We're taking our time.
All right, June 1st, 1990, Total Recall hits theaters, teaching an entire generation of kids that if you go to Mars without a helmet, your eyeballs will literally explode out of your skull. It was also the movie that taught us a very vulnerable life lesson. If a woman has 3 boobs, you don't ask questions. You just accept the surplus.
I'm just saying, I've never seen this movie, but I kind of want to watch it just to see the 3 boobs.
You've never even seen the 3-boobed alien? Oh, bro.
No.
Yeah. You don't ask questions if that happens.
No, I wouldn't. I'd be like, oh, hey, what's up? Yeah, we're friends now. So June 6th of 93, Kevin Nash debuts in WWE as Shawn Michaels' bodyguard Diesel. And Diesel was a bad man, slamming the shit out of people. Finally answering the age-old question of what a brick wall would look like with leather pants on. Honestly, kind of remind me of like someone my mom would have dated like back in the 90s or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, he's the guy that borrowed your NES and then never came back.
Yeah, you never see his ass again. Fuck, no, I gotta get a new one.
What the heck? All right, Metallica, June 4th, 1996, Metallica drops the Load album. Metallica dropped the Load album and famously cut their hair. A million metalheads suddenly realized their idols looked exactly like high school substitute teachers. And it was a dark day for metal because overnight, James Hetfield went from the ultimate thrash god to looking like he was ready to challenge Scooter McGavin on the back nine.
My man, Shooter McGavin.
Old Scooter Shooter. Scoot Shoots.
Shooter's a bad man.
Shooter was a bad man.
All right, June 6th of 97, this was wild. Tommy Dreamer, he finally beats Raven and a loser leaves town with ECW. ECW was nuts to watch, man. Those guys just were fucking crazy. And it's proving that if you hit a guy with enough trash cans in the head, like over a 3-year period, like he's just going to fucking have enough and just check out. And honestly, it was the most emotional goodbye in ECW history because like Raven was like the guy. You know, it's like he had his loyalty, he had the fans, he had everybody, but also like I feel like everybody owed him drug money and shit. So
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
where's our hookup going? Our plug is gone.
Yeah, we're not getting our money from Raven because Raven, like, I feel like Raven was the common man almost. Like he was felt like he was just in a grunge band and he just happened to show up at a wrestling event.
Just one of your bros.
Yeah, like he had the flannel around his waist and he was just always dark and sitting in a corner next to a chair. Like, what's he doing? So, okay, June 1st, 1998, Game Boy releases the Game Boy camera in the U.S., allowing kids to take blurry black and white selfies that cost more AAA batteries than 3 Mario levels did. These things. If you wanted a worse picture in 98, you had to ask the guy at Glamour Shots to go rub Vaseline on the lens. I don't know why it's Vaseline. Here's the one that I wasn't sure if I was gonna say, but we'll clip it together because this one's pretty funny but it's racy. It was a perfect device for teenage boys. You could take a picture of your junk, and thanks to the 2-bit resolution, it looked like a blurry thumb sitting next to a Goomba.
Why did you lead with that one? God,
I thought it was too much.
God, fucking Goomba, Jesus Christ!
Just a blurry thumb next to a Goomba.
God damn.
Nope, that's my peen.
Take it or leave it.
That's all I got.
First ever dick pic was with a fucking Game Boy camera. God damn. Oh my God. What a world to live in. Jesus Christ. All right. June 1st of 99, Blink-182 drops Enema of the State. And it gave the entire generation of comfortable suburban kids the perfect soundtrack to complain about fucking absolutely nothing.
Nothing at all.
I love that. I feel like Eminem kind of did the same thing. Just let all these white people get all angsty about fucking nothing. But anyways, nothing screams hardcore rebellion quite like getting grounded from fucking AOL Instant Messenger or some shit. Can't talk to your boy Timmy and Tommy anymore.
Just yelling at your stepdad. You're not even my real dad.
Get out of here, Jerry.
What's my age again? You're not even my real dad. Yeah. I mean, the Blink, you either like them or hate them, right? Like, I don't think there's anybody that's like, yeah, Blink's okay.
Yeah. I never really got into them. I respected them, but it's like, you know, not my thing.
Yeah, punk music, not really my thing either. Too whiny for me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's just,
I feel like it was all like nasally voice and power chords.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what power chords means, but I do know what power chords means. But yeah, it just punk music wasn't my deal. Like, give me some real rock with somebody screaming at me or something, and I'm good. But I don't want you whining at me. I can hear whining all the time from the other side of the table on the podcast.
I'm just saying, I thought the fact that we had a sponsor now, you'd get something other than a fucking personal pan pizza in the morning. But
bro,
it's fine. It's fine. We'll make.
We're all trying to watch our weight around here.
Okay.
I didn't think we needed a large breakfast pizza from frickin' Casey's.
You could have got a fucking small instead of a personal.
That was a small. That's what I thought I was getting. Was like I figured it would be 6 pieces, and it was freaking the smallest pizza.
Yeah, it was a personal pan pizza.
No, it was small. I will show you the order. It was a small pizza, and I thought I was getting at least 6 pieces, and it came basically 2 pieces.
Somebody fucked you for sure, but it's fine. You know,
whatever.
Fuck.
All right, so we've got. Let's move to the conundrum. Okay, so June 1999. Pokemon Pinball was released for the Game Boy.
I don't remember this at all.
Well,
powered by nostalgia and Player One energy. Cartridge and Quest forever.
Okay, we're doing something a little different today. If we get 250 answers across platforms, I'm not even saying on one platform. I will look at all of the platforms on Monday, and I will see if we got 250 answers. They don't even have to be 250 right answers. I just want 250 comments across platforms answering the question from today, and we will pick a random answer, correct answer, and we are going to give somebody anything they want from the Cartridge and Quest Mall. So go check out cartridgeandquest.com. Click on the mall button at the very top. Go see all the stuff that's in the store. Answer the question. If you get it right, and we pick yours, and we get 250 answers, anything you want in there, we're going to send it to you for free.
I like it.
Deal?
Deal.
Let's everybody? Let's go. Send this to a friend. Get this thing going, and we're going to give you some free stuff. So here's the conundrum. Releasing during the first week of 1999, Pokemon Pinball was a massive hit for the Game Boy. But it wasn't just a standard piece of plastic. What unique hardware feature was physically built into the Pokemon Pinball cartridge itself? Is it number A, a built-in microphone for voice commands? Number B, a rumble pack powered by a AAA battery? Number C, an infrared sensor for trading high scores? Or number D, a backup battery that never died? Share it with a friend. Check out cartridgeandquest.com. Click on the mall link. If you got the answer, let us know and you can win some free stuff. What do you think?
Rumble pack.
Maybe. Do you suddenly remember it now, or is that just your guess?
It's just the only thing that makes sense to me anyway. But
To me, I feel like the one that makes the most sense is voice commands. Like,
that's dumb as fuck. Trigger.
okay, fine. Maybe.
I would fucking slap this shit. You just say trigger.
Left, right,
Trigger.
right, left.
What the fuck are you doing?
Shut up.
Just grab that bitch and throw it out the window.
Back there with the cigarette. Give me that.
Throw that shit out the window so it just come
Comes
back
right
in.
back in. That's hilarious.
Oh god.
All right, let's play a little bit of what are these damn kids saying?
Let's see what that's like.
Let's see what this does.
Jesus Christ.
Where'd it go? It's called Kids. Oh, there it is.
Have you ever asked yourself, what are these damn kids saying?
Why the fuck are his pants so shiny?
I don't know. He's got leather pants. You don't have leather pants? I don't either. Okay. If you said you did, I would have said I did. But since you said you didn't, I don't either. Let's see. I just want to fit in sometimes. Whoops. Okay, let's spin this wheel of slang. Gosh, dog it. Here we go. Spin this wheel of slang and see what word shows up. You're going to answer it. You're going to tell us. You're way more up on slang than I am, so you're going to tell us what you think this new age slang means, and then we'll figure out what it means, what it meant in the 90s. Oh, that's an easy one.
I say this to my kids all the time, and they
Cooked.
get mad.
Yeah.
I love it though. It's like we're cooked, chat. They're like, Dad,
Stop it.
drop an L in the chat. Send those galaxies, and they're like, Dad, stop.
It's like if you guys think it's cool when people say it on the internet,
Yeah.
why is it not cool when I say it?
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
I think it's funny. Like, you shared the story recently how like your daughter like cussed at you, and
Yes.
and your wife told your oldest son, and he's like,
Cooked.
she's cooked.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. Funny as hell.
Yeah, it was just like,
Most of the slang, I just fucking hate it. But that
yeah,
one
there's
is kinda
some of it
funny.
where it's like, okay, I can get with that. Like that one's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that just means we're screwed.
Screwed. Yeah, agreed. Screwed. What about like toast? Oh, he's
Yep.
toast.
Toast. Absolutely. Toast is a great one.
Yeah. So cooked, toast. And I think that's probably where they got cooked from, because
Yeah.
toast and cooked, like that's kind of the same thing. And cooked just makes sense. Like that feels like one that we could have said back then, even cooked. Like
Sure.
stick a fork in them, like those kind of things. And so
All food related. It's fine.
it is all food related. It's whatever.
I like it.
Screwed, not so much,
Not
because
so much,
that's
yeah.
weird if you're doing that to donuts.
I mean, that was just saying you're fucked, but not, you know,
I mean, just
just taking it easy. Just taking it easy.
yeah, whatever. All right, so cooked. That one's easy. We know what that one is. If you
Mhm.
didn't know what cooked means, that's what it is. It's just
I
toast.
got you.
Screwed. Let's do another one. Ooh, okay.
I have no fucking clue what motion is.
Motion. What is motion?
I don't think I've even heard that one.
You've never heard motion?
Uh-uh.
They've got motion?
No.
Huh. Okay, I
Is
get
that
it.
like swag or?
I think you're on the right track there. Yeah, so like having money, influence, just having things go
Okay.
right in life right
Got
now.
that
Like
aura about it?
kind
Like, I
of,
don't-
yeah, kind of like aura, just that motion. You got that motion.
Okay.
I feel like this one, motion, like what would have been pimping
Okay.
or balling,
Okay. That makes sense.
flossing. I don't know that we said flossing in the 90s.
No.
And then I think probably the most one was making bank. But I still say that. Like, give me that money, I'm making bank.
You gotta get that bread. You gotta
Get that cheddar. Oh, I shouldn't say that. Cheddar. That's weird. Well, that is what are these damn kids saying for this week. So we had cooked and motion.
Yeah.
And those ones, I think motion's an okay one. Like that's not too crazy.
Like I said, I've just never heard it.
Yeah, that's
I don't
weird.
know.
You haven't
That's
heard
a new one
motion.
for me.
Oh man, what is the dude from? I sent you it. He's a old '90s rapper, and he has a podcast with his son. And his son's
Oh yeah.
is it RZA? Is that who that guy is? Or 2 Chainz? It's 2 Chainz.
2 Chainz.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 2 Chainz. And his son and him are always talking about the slang that his son's saying at school,
Yeah.
and it's hilarious.
Yeah. I feel like there's one. He's like, I'm not saying that.
Yeah, he's like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not even going to tell you what that means, Dad.
Yeah.
And so they talked about motion on there one time, and I thought it was funny the way that they just kind of go back and forth because that 2 Chainz, pretty hardcore stuff. I think he was talking about in a lot of his songs, and now he's like just a chill, like normal dad. It
I
seems
mean,
like.
shit, that was like Ice Cube.
Yeah, Ice Cube.
It went from like being all like
From
ruthless
Friday
gangster.
to Are We There Yet?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
like what the heck?
Getting old to do that to you, man.
Yeah, it will. So we all feel old sometimes, but we're trying to make you at least understand what happens when they're saying these words, because if you can relate it to something that you used to say, then maybe you'll get it a little bit better. And there's really no point in like completely just blowing it off because they're all saying it. And so
Yeah.
why not at least know?
But the problem is they're gonna say it for another couple months and then they're gonna change.
It'll
to
be over.
something
Yeah,
else,
we
or
had
they're
the
gonna
same.
adapt or-
We said the same stuff. We're still saying the same stuff.
Yeah,
It's like our attention spans are just so much bigger than theirs.
Different.
We're just always moving to the next thing. So, if you like what we're doing, go check out our website. Check us out on the socials. CartridgeandQuest.com. Go check out that contact link and pop in here and talk to us. Go check out the Cartridge and Quest Mall. Buy a hat. Buy a shirt. Buy a poster. There's some Cartridge and Quest specific stuff in there, but there's also just some nerdy, like funny T-shirts in there as well. So you don't have to plaster our name on your chest.
We'd appreciate it. If
I
you
mean,
did.
that would be cool if we're just out walking around and we saw a Cartridge and Quest shirt. But there's also, there's a Book Fair Rich shirt up there where it's just like the things you would have bought at a book fair. We've got, there's all kinds of stuff out there.
This isn't very like 90s related or anything, but I will say just a quick little ad here. By the time you guys hear this, I will be playing tomorrow
Shoot, get it
in
out there.
Wichita at Brickyard. I think it's like 8 o'clock is when it starts. We're playing with a band called Victims, and they were
So
totally
first
sick.
of all, you got to tell us. I don't think people probably know what you're even talking about. What's the band?
Sure. So I'm in this band called Greyshore.
Greyshore.
My buddy Max, he's an incredible musician.
Go check
He
out
actually
Greyshore on Spotify.
played absolutely everything, really. But our most recent track is called Stonewall. We have a new one coming out soon. Very excited about. It's got a kind of He Is Legend kind of vibe to it.
It's like metal new. What would you
Dude,
call it?
I don't even know what to call it. And that's the thing, I've never been good at the whole, like, is it metalcore? Is it new? Like what I don't fucking know. Like all I know is it's some good old rock and it's fun and it's fast and
Yeah.
it's just a good time.
Loud.
Just get out there and have some fun. throw some people
So
around.
you guys are playing at the Brickyard in Wichita
Yes.
on Wednesday,
The
June
3rd.
3rd
Yep.
at
8 o'clock, I believe.
8.
I think at 8. And we are the first band.
First
so,
band.
Yeah.
So be there early.
And it's super cool because it's like this big open like compound area. The stage is covered. They have like bars and stuff. So it's just like it's supposed to be like 83 degrees for the high that day.
Nice.
Cloudy weather. So by the time we
Heck
play,
yeah.
I mean it's probably going to be more like 75 and
Yeah.
just gorgeous.
Yeah.
So I'm
That's
super
awesome.
excited.
What you're singing?
Absolutely not. No. No. I will. I'll just be throwing the bass around a little bit. Good times though.
Yeah.
We had a practice last night and it was a lot of fun. We were even down a guy and we still just
Nice.
kind of riffing on some things. It was fun. Good time.
Yeah. I mean, you've been into music for a long time. You were in a band a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
You guys toured the country even.
Yeah,
back
we
then.
toured a little bit, a couple of years, and it was a lot of weird things happened, man.
Yeah.
When you're just stuck in a vehicle with a couple dudes.
Yeah.
But
Stinky,
bro,
just crazy.
yeah, we have a lot of wild stories just from that. But it's cool that I got to like kind of stick with bands, even just through the food side, and kind of still be a part of something like that. But I love being back, like in the back of house, behind the scenes, kind of a thing.
Yeah. It's fun. I mean, it's cool. I've never been on stage as a performer, but I've definitely been, back in like seeing what's happening back there. And it's like, this is so not what is portrayed. You know what I mean?
Dude,
like,
yeah. And it's wild because like honestly, I'm like such a shy person. Like it's easy to get in here and do like a
there he is.
podcast with your friend, but to be on stage to me is a whole different beast.
Yeah. All right. Joe's calling in, so we're gonna let him in. We'll talk to him for a second, let him know we're live, and then we will get into some questions. So give us just a second here. No, he's a ghost. Joe?
Look at that setup.
Is he there?
He's wearing a green screen mask.
he's wearing a green screen.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Hey, there he is.
Hello, gents. How are
What's
you?
going on?
Not much. I was trying to figure out, is there a way that I can mirror my background is backwards. It's flipped.
Looks good to us.
It looks great to us, so I think that it'll show up fine in the
Okay.
recording.
Yeah,
I think
it's just that it's instead of saying VHS, it says SHV.
Yeah, we
in the
see
background.
it as VHS on our side. So I
You
think
do?
It's fine. It's just,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The other thing I couldn't find is I have a green screen, and I don't see a setting for that. But
Yeah, it
I'm
looks
still
great.
looking. Echo cancellation is on. Logitech, Default. All right. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great. So we have just been going through our episode. So we're live on YouTube and TikTok. So
Got it.
Yeah.
Don't share any secrets you don't want to.
yeah, so just yeah. Hello,
Right,
YouTube.
exactly.
You're on YouTube every week though, right? So you're used to it.
Yes. Yeah. Every Thursday. Yeah. Thursday, it's
Man,
at
I just
what,
have to say,
8 p.m. Eastern.
just listening to you talk right now, it's like this has to be something you've had like your whole life. Like, did you know at like a young age, like, yeah, I'm going to be on the radio or TV or you know what I mean? Like, did you just happen to know like that was your thing?
I didn't have when I was really young. When I decided I wanted to get into radio, I mean, I was like 12 or 13, Okay. So, and I did not have any kind of a voice. In fact, even when I finally got to L.A., I was working for CBS, a radio station called KKHR FM, and there was an executive in New York at Black Rock who hated my voice. That guy does not have a voice for radio.
What?
So that meant I didn't have a face for radio and a voice for radio. So I was really screwed.
Man.
And eventually, he got me, I worked here for about 3 years.
See, I love that because like
And they
I
got
love
me
hearing
out.
stories of like when people they knew, like at a young age. Like I knew when I was a kid, it's like, man, I love to cook, I love to eat, like that's what I want to do. So like I just felt like I had my career like set before, it was even a thing.
You're absolutely, Mike. I mean, it's incredible. Yeah, it's great to have always had that. And then you can, try to work towards it for sure.
Yeah, so I'm an IT guy, and my first experience with like IT stuff, and it's not even really IT stuff, it's just technical stuff, is I tore my dad's car stereo out of his car and put home speakers in there, and he hated it. But I loved that I was able to like figure that out and do it. And so it was like, what else can I tear apart? I ended up tearing our tube TV apart one time and putting it back together. Like, I was a mess as a kid. But so I kind of knew always that I was going to be in IT because I just like tearing stuff apart and putting it back together.
Yeah. Boy, that's so cool. Can I ask you a technical thing? Are you getting slap back from me?
No.
Okay, good. I'm not wearing headphones. I'm hearing in your background like a doubling, but I just want to make sure it's because I'm not wearing headphones.
Yeah, let me turn my mic down and see if that helps, because we've definitely had some echoing in the past.
As far as the sound in my ear, though, it sounds fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
I
it
think we're
sounds
good.
great here. It's just that I thought maybe I might be sending it to you. I wanted to make sure that.
No, you sound great. So really, we're not going to go through your IMDb page, but once people hear your voice, it's like we definitely all are like, that's the voice of our childhood. And I feel like you probably get that a ton. And so one of our community members asked us to ask you, what is creativity and why is it so important? But I think the context really starts with the impact you've had on kids our age, right? And so it's like, you sent us some stuff that people have said to you. And so we had Zayday Oddball 704. We were raised up on that voice, is what he said.
Amazing.
You got that one?
Sorry, I'm looking at the comments.
Yeah. So, and then we had Cass Sophia, born in 86. You're the voice of my childhood. And then at Holly, called your voice a warm hug on a winter's day. And so standing in the sound booth at 93, did you have any idea you were permanently wiring our creativity into our childhood and just our memories? Like our entire generation knows your voice, and it's like nobody hates it.
You know, it's so funny. This is only recent that I'm hearing this. I mean, that was what I did. And, I did promos, and I was the voice of Fox, and I was really, unbelievably lucky to have that. And then you just do it all day long, 6 days a week. And at the time, I think it was, God, it's great to have this. It's what I always wanted to be. I wanted to be a voice of a network. How do I go about doing that? I just thought it would be so cool to be talking to America and telling them, to watch these shows and all of that. Some people dream to be doctors. I, dream to talk into a mic. But it's only recently that I realized that it's resonating with people in the 1990s at this kind of a level. I'm really surprised at that. I often get, if I, go into a store or go to speaking to someone at a cash register, they'll look up and go, are you on the radio? And because it's just the sound of, I've had a lot of audio mixers over the years say, Joe, your voice comes out of your face already pre-mixed. It's already EQ'd and compressed, and it's all ready to go. And so that's just a gift and all of that. I also get from a lot of people, tone it down. You're a little loud. Please use your inside voice.
That's not your job. That's their job as the audio tech. Like,
right,
turn my
exactly.
mic down.
That would be Trav for sure.
But
though.
yeah,
He's
it was
the
only
one who
recently. Right. Yeah. It's recently in posting and kind of reliving the 90s. It was something my wife said. She goes, the 90s, everybody's talking about the 90s. My gosh, look what you did in the 1990s. And I said, yeah, I guess, And when
Had you not really thought about it like that before?
I hadn't. I didn't think that way. I think more people in voiceover feel that way. The fact that people that were viewers and growing up in the 1990s, I had no idea that if there was any impact from me, that it would reveal, in just regular folk. because it's just your TV, So it's
but that's the thing.
surprising and it's cool.
Yeah, we looked forward to the Simpsons and Martin and things like that, and it was cool to like those were our big moments, and to hear like you were the one bringing these big moments essentially to us. So that's why it was so amazing. So like when you were recording this stuff, like you said, it was just like an all day thing. You're just going through these clips, I guess. Did you ever like sit at home and like see yourself or like hear your voice on Sunday and just like, oh man, that's me. This is cool. Like,
yeah, kind of like you guys as viewers, it was pretty much impossible to get away from it. You would hear, I'd be walking with my family through an airport, and there are TV monitors on, and hearing my voice and promos and looking up. It was really unusual. But yes, I would hear it all the time. I'd be in the car driving to sessions, because we would go out to sessions in Hollywood to a number of different studios. Fox didn't have an in-house studio for the first few years, so they booked out at different studios in Hollywood. So you're constantly driving to different studios and just listening to the radio. Hardly anybody does that anymore, but that's what you had with you in the car. And then my radio spots would come on for Fox, and you would hear those. And then when I also started doing CBS in 97, then it was the CBS spots and the Fox spots, sometimes back to back, the same voice. And it's like, how are they allowing me to do that? I just thought I was the luckiest guy in the world to be working.
Yeah, that's funny because we talk a lot about the WWF and the WCW, and there were some times when those guys would have the same wrestler on one program, and they did their last show, but then their contract was over, and then they were on the other show, and it feels like the same thing. Like, how are you allowed to be on both sides?
Right. Exactly. And Fox tried to. What happened was one of the executives, the head of marketing, moved to CBS. Les Moonves brought him over in that year. They wanted to young up the network. They saw the success of Fox, and CBS at the time was the blue-haired lady network, And so Les Moonves was bringing in shows and producers that were young, changing the demographic of what they were going after, doing more comedies, more youthful dramas. And they brought Ron Scalera over, who was a head of marketing, to CBS. And so Ron called me a couple of weeks after being there and said, Joe, we're looking for a voice. We're looking for a few voices. And every time I put a tape in to listen to it, I'm just wishing that they would sound like you, and they don't. And he goes, and then I realized, why don't I just hire Joe? So they hired me to do all their comedies. Fox said, hey, wait, ho, can't do that. And my agent, Rita Venari, who's a very sweet lady, said, yes, we can do that, unless you want to put them under an exclusive. Right. We can work on a contract. Said, well, let's not get crazy here. So that led to me doing both networks at the same time, which was crazy.
So back in the night, you were telling us to watch all these shows, but were you going home and watching these shows, or were you watching NBC and ABC instead?
Well, yes, I watched the shows. And again, my kids were, I don't know, maybe about the same age as you guys.
We were both born in 85. So,
okay. My daughter is 84 and my son's 87. So they came up through Fox, and we watched, Treehouse of Horrors every Halloween. Nice. Because we're on the West Coast. We would trick or treat first and then watch it after. So we on Sunday nights, I was just talking about this on the Thursday live broadcast. My nephew was staying with us for a while. He had graduated college, and we all would watch The Simpsons on Sunday night. And he'd get my kids in the car and drive up to Baskin Robbins, grab ice cream for all of us, and get back. And it was always a race to get back before 8 p.m., so that we could all be together so we could watch The Simpsons.
And you definitely knew what time things were happening, because you had just told us all what time it was happening. So you shouldn't miss it, right?
Yes. And I also know what time it is in Central Time. It's 7 Central. Yes.
Yes. Right. Yeah, and those the West Coast people, they never got their time. They had to figure it out.
Well, it's funny. Somebody just asked me this online. It's like, why did you always have to say 8/7 Central? Why couldn't they just make promos for all the time zones? Well, the problem is there are only two feeds from the network. There's the East Coast feed and the West Coast feed. So Sunday at 8 works both for East Coast and West Coast because they're separate feeds at that time. It was always Central Time because it was Chicago, big market. Yeah. So we would say 8/7 Central, but poor Mountain Time got no love, whatsoever.
They get nothing.
It's like, you guys figure it out.
They probably are the best at math now because they had to do math to figure out TV. So, Joe, I was digging into your history, and I read that you originally got the Fox comedy gig back when you got it because you filled in for 2 weeks because the guy was on vacation, and he came back, and they're like, yeah, we like Joe better.
Oh, God.
It was actually... It was a double vacation situation. I was on the air at Kiss FM doing an afternoon drive because Big Ron O'Brien, does that sound like a disc jockey name? Big Ron O'Brien was on vacation. So I was doing his show. And it just so happens that the head of on-air marketing was in the car driving home and was listening to me on the air, listening to Kiss. And they were going through, they had been on the air for almost a year. They were changing up all the graphics, the look of the network. They wanted to change the sound of the network and make it completely different from ABC, NBC, CBS. And he heard me, and while he was driving, said, now that's a voice that could work for us. And he picked up in 1989 his big cell phone, the brick of a cell phone,
car phone,
and called the radio station. And then they gave him my agent. And then the reason why they were bringing me in is your story, that the voice they were using, they weren't really happy with, but they had a voice. And this is something about promos. There are so many promos that are done in a day, and they might not be happy with the voice they're using, but they absolutely have no time whatsoever to try to recast it, and change everything. So he demanded to go on vacation. Promo people do not go on vacation. I'm sorry. We never go on vacation without our microphone and a little remote thing with us. And I've done sessions from the backseat of cars, rental cars, in hotel rooms, any place you possibly can. And so I came in and they thought, okay, we got 2 weeks. Let's start trying out some voices. And they brought me in first, and they liked me right away. And they said, okay, let's put him on another show and another show. So then I ended up on all the shows within the 2 weeks. And then the guy they had been using came back, and they said, sorry, we've moved on.
Did he get another job, or was he just out of luck?
He actually, no, he had a great career. He continued in voiceover and ended up doing more in the kind of movie trailer.
Oh, okay,
business.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's the top tier, best voiceover job?
Well, it depends on who you talk to, Like I've done the primetime Emmys live a number of times. I've done the Grammys live a number of times. That's wow, that's a real standout gig. I loved doing those. I loved being live. It brought me back to my radio roots. And the fact that your voice is just booming throughout the auditorium, wherever you might be, and live on the air everywhere, especially the Grammys all over the world. That was, very exciting. So that's one. For me, it was always network promos. I mean, to be able to work.
You had the gig you wanted. There was nothing that was going to beat that.
Yeah. And
Dang.
I think, of all the, movie trailers is another one. Movie trailers are very prestigious and lucrative for voiceover. It's changed.
I have an odd question
back in the 90s. The entire 2 minutes was voiceover. Now it's just rated PG-13.
Right. Right.
So we talk a lot about wars between consoles, whether it's Nintendo versus Sega and things like that. Did you guys ever have like, was there like a competitor or someone that like you guys were always like bidding on like the same jobs or anything like that, or any kind of like bad blood, or was it always just like you did your
Other
thing?
voiceover guys?
Yeah, yeah.
I was so different when I came on from the norm. All the other promo voices were big, big, deep voices. Ernie Anderson at ABC, The Love Boat, and Danny Dark at NBC. They all had these big voices, and that was part of Bob Bibb, who was the head of marketing at Fox. It's like, all right, we're not doing that. We want somebody young, youthful. When he would describe my voice, he said that I sounded like a guy that just graduated from college, and he loves watching Fox. So that was
Okay.
And how old were you? You weren't just out of college, right?
No, I wasn't at the time. I was 30, maybe about 33, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, still young.
I was.
So with
young
what we do
dad.
now,
I had kids.
it's
that were
hard.
a couple years old.
Sorry about that. So with what we do right now, obviously, I feel like you're kind of in the same situation. Like you have to like capture your audience like immediately. Especially social media is so terrible. It's like you literally have 2 seconds to get their attention. Did you ever have like where they're giving you the script and like, hey, we want you to do this to capture them, but it was like garbage? Like, did you have to ever try to fix some of that, or did you stick to the script? Did you just have to bring the energy to sell it, or how did that work?
Well, Fox attracted really the best creatives. They came in from other networks. They came up from like Showtime and HBO and things like that as well, and came to Fox. So they came in with a lot of heat, and they knew exactly what was working for the age demographic that Fox was popular with and going after. So it was the scripts and the promos were really done very, very well. I mean, they were so good. And so I never really had any issue with any of the scripts or anything like that. I brought my energy to it. I truly loved what I was doing, and I think that was felt through the microphone and coming out on the other end of the television. But yeah, there were some shows. I mean, Fox, would run through shows. We had one show that was I don't know. Do you remember a show called Whoops?
No.
Whoops landed and ran for maybe 3 weeks, and it was
3 weeks.
It was a comedy about post-nuclear war, where everything has been annihilated except for these
Sounds hilarious.
5 people. Yeah, and Whoops was, I guess they didn't mean to annihilate everyone, but they hit the button by mistake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that doesn't. I can see why it lasted 3 weeks, because it's like I don't even know what that means. First of all,
Yeah.
Second, so when you're reading the promos for that, are you like, this sucks? Like, there is no way this is going to last.
This show is not going to last.
Yeah, exactly. No, definitely there are times when something comes in and we're all working together. The audio mixer, the writer producer who views the episodes and creates the idea of what story they're going to tell, what jokes they're going to use to promote this show, for the upcoming week. And, something would come in and we'd look at it and we'd go, how in the world does this get through layers of decisions to finally, really, it got bought and it's on the air and it's not going to last,
People got paid to do this. Like, it's just great. Like,
well, what's wild
unbelievable.
is I think Family Guy even had like an episode where they're like poking fun at like some of like the Fox shows, and it's like, oh, 2 guys and a dog, or like they're just pitching these like just wild shows like on the lower thirds and stuff.
Right. Yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
So, we're always talking about the 80s and 90s, and we went through a story from 91 about Sega and CES and how wild it was, and kind of the boardrooms while we were just kids buying at SNES. They were backstabbing each other and all of that. But so before corporate HR took over, I read this story about Willard Scott and you.
Willard. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And so instead of you going in for a professional handshake with Willard, did he give you a big old massive bear hug and kiss you on the forehead?
Yes. Willard Scott was in Washington, D.C. I got hired at 19 years of age to move from my home state of Connecticut, where I was working in radio. I just graduated high school. I was out for maybe 3 years. Got hired by NBC in Washington, and it was I'd never flown on a plane before, and they flew me in for an interview at NBC, which is very impressive in D.C. And I got the job, and I was going to be taking over for the midday guy who was moving into TV to become the weatherman, and it was Willard Scott. And so they said, well, you're going to sit in with Willard for this week, and he'll show you the ropes, how it all works. And so I walked in, and I introduced myself, and he goes, yeah, I know you're coming. He grabbed me. He's a big guy. Picked me up, and he kissed me on the forehead. Yeah.
That's hilarious, dude.
Amazing.
It was the kiss of success.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So, like, how did that eventually shape like your TV promos? Like, radio obviously is just you have to do your voice is everything. But then you wouldn't think that TV's the same way unless you had your job, right? Which is we never saw your face. Nobody knew what you looked like. So your voice was still everything, and you were on TV every day.
Yeah. That's true, and actually, your image visually works a little bit more in radio because you do go out and you do remote broadcasts and appearances and things like that. And it would always be a disappointment, because you could never live up to what the imagination was.
He's way taller than I thought he was going to be.
You're Joe Cipriano? Oh my God! I thought it was you were going to be 6'2" and whatever. And handsome. No, I'm sorry. And but yeah, in television, totally anonymous. And that's what a lot of like a Don LaFontaine and others that really worked a lot loved the fact that you can make the kind of money that they were making and never have anybody even know who the heck you were. You
can walk through the airport and it's fine. Even if your thing's playing over there, if you just stay quiet, nobody knows.
Right. I love that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess one of the big questions I have is like, was there a battle behind the scenes with other voiceover guys? Like, were you were obviously doing Fox, and then there was Must See TV on NBC. There was TGIF on ABC. And so were you guys like throwing shade at each other when you'd see each other backstage, or was it just like you were cool and everybody was fine with each other?
The voiceover community is very different, and it's very different from the acting community and the on-camera community, where there is that competition, and it's felt among the talent. With voiceover, for some reason, it's not there because Must See TV, that's Townsend Coleman, who was also one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle voices, and who was working at ABC at that time in comedy. I'm not sure. Gary Owens, I think, was doing it for a while. And, of course, he was very well known. But we would see each other at least twice a week at auditions. We were still going out to auditions at casting directors and producers' offices, and we would sit in the waiting room. Pick up your script, sit down, and we'd all be there. And you've got a bunch of voice people in a room, everybody trying to sound deeper than the next, And so there was that kind of a thing going on. And who could tell the funniest story? But the competition wasn't there. Like, I hope you die. It was good luck. I hope you get it, Joe. Right, exactly. No, voiceover is like that. The community is very supportive and it's a whole different animal from the on camera.
I like that. That's good.
So you did Fox comedies and from 88 to 2008. You did CBS from 97 to 2012. NBC dramas. Out of all of that, what's the absolute most satisfying name or catchphrase that you physically had to say on the microphone?
Okay. Tonight, one person could win $1 million on Deal or No Deal.
Yes, that's
That's
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
I
so
love
cool.
that. That's
Yeah,
that's your
also,
favorite.
you can't beat Sunday, and Sunday was everything. Sunday, it's an all-new Simpsons on Fox, you know.
Dude, yeah.
That's crazy. That took me
Sunday's
back.
everything because of football?
Well, that's what really made Fox a super success that allowed it. They had the programming, but again, it was the fourth network, and Fox was, back then, you know, you actually had to tune it in on your TV if you didn't have cable. So it was UHF stations. You know, we weren't on 2, 9, 11, 7. We were on 46 and, 82, 23.
Yeah, here it was 24 and then eventually
24.
4.
Oh, and then eventually went to 4. Exactly. That's when the success started to happen. That's when Rupert Murdoch, in his brilliance, I think he just felt all it's going to take is money. We just need to throw a lot of money into this, smart money. And he just knocked CBS out of the meeting for the NFL contract when it came up, when CBS's NFL came up. And CBS, everybody, NBC, ABC had Monday Night Football. CBS had some of the CBS, the NFL Sunday stuff. And they were used to saying, okay, we'll do a 10% increase this contract, 30% increase, So whatever CBS offered, Rupert said, I'll double it. I'll double anything they give you. And they were like, what? This guy is an idiot. Do you know what they're going to pay for, and that was it the AFC that they were covering and not the NFC, I think. So it wasn't.
I remember in the 90s for sure the NFC because we're both Cowboys fans and every Cowboys game was on back then.
Okay, then he said we're buying it. We'll give you whatever you want. I'll double anything. And so everybody said,
Genius.
what an idiot. They're going to flop. They're going to go bankrupt. And what it did and the brilliance of it is what you just said about Sunday and Sunday football. Now, Fox was only on the air, maybe a couple days a week, 3 at the most. And we would go on at 7 or 8 p.m. and off by 10. So there wasn't a lot of opportunity to promote the network. You would send out the promos to the affiliates and hope that they run them. It was part of their contract that they need to run them throughout the day. But they're running them during, UHF daytime programming, whatever they happen to have,
Yeah, and it wasn't for if you're telling us to watch The Simpsons at 2 p.m., we're at school. We're not seeing that.
Right, exactly. That's true. So it's missing the target demo and everything. So now Fox has all day long on Sunday football. And guess what? They loaded up. They denied selling more ad time so that they could have more of that time allocated to promos. And they just promoted the hell out of everything all day Sunday.
Smart.
Yeah, which means your voice was all over Fox NFL.
All over it. That's incredible.
That's awesome. Hey,
Well,
Joe, can you see the chat window that I sent?
Let's see. There it is, people. Oh, thank you. Bottom right. I got it. Would I go to studio chat?
Yes.
I'm Joe Cipriano, the voice of Fox in the 90s.
So when we have guests on, we love for them to say this phrase, and you can change it, modify it, do whatever you want with it. But if you could say some variation of that, that would be awesome.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. I want to do it so that I'm kind of looking to camera. Let's see if I can do it like this. Hey, I'm Joe Cipriano, the voice of Fox in the 1990s, and I have to tell you, I never listened to Trav and Mike on the Cartridge and Quest podcast. Never.
That's awesome. Thank
God,
you.
that's amazing.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank
God,
you.
that's amazing. Man, it's been a pleasure, man, having you on here. It's literally just hearing your voice just like takes you back to like sitting on the couch on the weekends, dreading school. But is there anything cool you want to talk about that you're doing, or any news with yourself that we should know about before we let you go?
Well, I at this part of my career, I'm still doing network stuff. I work for America's Got Talent. I'm in my 22nd season with them. I'm the announcer for them. They'll go live starting in August, and I'll do all the announcing for the live shows. I do a lot of cable stuff, like HGTV and Discovery Plus and things like that. I do Outdoor Channel, and really fun people there. But the nice thing is, I think in voiceover, you always hear on-camera people talking about how their roles change over the years because they age. They visually age. And they go from being the leading man, leading woman to being the character actor and beyond. Voiceover is kind of like timeless.
Yeah.
Most people's voices stay in a general range, and you can continue to do what you do. I think my voice has gotten deeper over the years. I mean, I listen back to a lot of my early, 80s stuff. I did the trailers and commercials for Fast Times at Ridgemont High, which was
I saw that video
the
that
Sean
she
Penn
posted.
movie.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Cameron Crowe. And, I listen to that voice and I go, wow, I don't think I can get up there anymore, So there's a little bit
wants
of
that deep baritone now, right? Like that's kind of getting up way up high isn't really what people want anymore, is it?
No, I don't think so. It's a different feel now. They want something more real, more conversational, real person. There are still big voices, big deep voices that work. Usually it's in movie trailers, where they come in if it's a heavy drama, if it's a Tom Cruise movie, if it's a big tentpole movie, summer, they're going to bring in some big voices. It kind of the real big voice throughout the whole trailer kind of ended with Don LaFontaine, and then the style of marketing changed. Ashton Smith had a big, deep voice. He used to do a lot of
Don
trailers.
the guy that would just always say, coming this summer? Like, is he that guy?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Don was, if you look up Don, he coined the phrase "in a world,"
In a world. He's that guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
And he wrote that line. He used to be a producer.
Wow.
And one day, the voiceover person didn't show up, and the spot had to deliver. And the mixer said, "Well, Don, you got a great voice. You do it." And that changed everything. So yeah. But that kind of ended, and the style of selling movies ended, and then all the time everything is like this. It goes away for a while, just like in fashion. Bell bottoms are out, and then boom, bell bottoms are in. Tight jeans are in. Wait a minute, big, heavy.
The Jinkos in the
jeans
90s, right? The big, huge, baggy with the big pockets.
And now there's, I see people in their 40s, 30s, 40s wearing, the real baggy pants now, because that's come back again.
So I think you might have touched on it a little bit, but why'd you decide to start the new live show on Thursdays? What was behind that?
My wife. My wife, she's the Emmy winner in the family, and all my little trophies are like this, and she's got her Emmy that's, there. She was a news writer, producer, and
oh, wow, that's awesome.
When my daughter was born in 84 and then my son in 87, it was after 87 that I got the gig in 88 with Fox, and that changed our lives. And we were financially able to then live off of my income, and she was able to retire. It's something that goes on till today. She's a writer, and she's writing her second book. And, but yeah, she was the one, she's a big news watcher. Because that's her background. She loves the morning shows like the Today Show, CBS, and there's a lot of segments about the 90s. And she had said, I think you probably have something there that someone might be interested in. And I thought, I've played those promos for people who I'm teaching to be a promo voice, to understand timing. Because when we read a promo, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but we're reading, the promo is cut. It's done. Say it's a 30, okay? So the music is in it. Everything is in it. We're the last thing to go in. So you go to the studio.
Have to hit every mark.
And you talk in between every one of those dialogue pieces, Sunday dialogue, Homer, the blah, 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 dialogue, and la, 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 dialogue. Sunday at 8/7 Central on Fox. And it's all
I think that makes
very,
it easier
very,
or harder?
I love it. It's the best way to read. You also read what we call reading wild, which is, you're just reading the spot. You do ABCs for speed, which is how you do trailers. So you take a line, you do it slow, medium, fast, and then super fast. And they're able to find what they need for that. But yeah, reading. So then you hook up, or you're in person, you're in a studio, you got a monitor, a video monitor. Mixer starts the spot. It goes beep, beep, beep. On the fourth imaginary beep, that's the beginning. You come in with your script. The script has everything on it. It's got your dialogue, what you're saying, and it also has what we call the SOTs, sound on tape, that dialogue from the show. And then you read it, and you do it. You weave in and out. Normally, you do first take, and you go, okay, that was pretty good. Let's do it again. By the second take, you got it nailed. You got the timing nailed. And then you, what we call pick up tags. So if it was a Sunday spot, then we drop down to the bottom and say, tonight at 8/7 Central on Fox, tomorrow at 8/7 Central on Fox, next, and you'd update it that way. And we'd always have to leave. There are 30 frames in a second. At the end of the spot, you have to leave 10 frames. So you have to finish saying Fox with 10 and then have 10 frames left at the end. Because if you don't, the way they sequence the promos going into commercials and so forth, there is a little bit of a lag. And if you go right to 30, it'll sound like you're saying at 8/7 Central on Fox. You never get the X in.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah,
so you got to
they have the fade to black and that kind of stuff too, right? And so it messes that up. Yeah,
I'll tell you another a marketing thing that you guys might be interested in that I thought was brilliant. These two guys that were in marketing at NBC had done a study of watching Fox. They wanted to work for Fox, and they videotaped, the whole prime time. And they looked at the spaces in between promo, commercial. Like you just said, Trav, it goes to black and then it comes up. And they took those spaces and timed them. And they had a meeting with Barry Diller at the time. And they came in. Now, I'm making up the numbers. I'm not sure. Yeah. But part of the presentation was, if you bring us in, we know how to, we're radio people. We know how to butt a promo up against no more fading to black. And if you take every one of those.
There's no dead silence on radio, right? It's all,
exactly.
It's all action all the time.
Exactly.
It's been super fun.
It was very cool that you guys reached out because I guess you had seen some of the social media. And so that was really great.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's like I as soon as I saw that you had a Thursday Night Live thing going on, I text Mike and I was like, dude, listen to this voice and tell me it doesn't bring you back to being a kid. And he's like, yes. And I was like, we totally have to ask him if he'll come talk to us because we're just geeking out over hearing you say the things and seeing your voice or seeing your face, putting a face to that voice, because it's like, we heard that so much. And the crazy part is like sometimes when you hear something so much, it's like, oh, I don't want to hear that ever again. You're literally, Joe, your voice is just like, I could listen to you say those things all day. I could go to sleep listening to that. I know that's probably weird.
Crazy. Yeah. Amazing. I had a comment from somebody saying I used to run my VHS machine when I was going to bed so that I would just hear
No.
that sound, to put me to sleep. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Comfort.
It's
like comfort food.
It's pretty amazing. And I'm
Yeah.
so glad that you're finally getting to hear everybody talk about the impact that you had on our childhoods and the way that it just formed,
resonated with us.
It resonated. It formed, and it's just like riding a bike. As soon as you hear it, it's like, whoa, I remember that. And so I did that video
amazing.
earlier in the week where it was like, oh my gosh, like, do you guys remember this voice? And everybody's like, yeah, that is totally the voice of our childhood. And
Wow.
Fox being just an up and comer and like scrappy and just, that whole story that we've probably all heard is like amazing in itself. And then just the fact that it was in all of our houses. And like the cool thing about that is we didn't have the internet, right? And so TV was our internet back then. Like it was video games and TV, and then we were outside playing until the streetlights came on, right?
There you go.
And so it was just like it was the thing that we all did, and we all did it together. And I talk about a ton on our podcast, like those shared experiences and how we don't have those as much anymore.
Yeah.
Where it's all happening at the same time. Like if you think about the amount of people that were hearing your voice at the exact same time on a Sunday afternoon, it's crazy to think that.
It is. It is crazy. Those guys that came over from NBC that had found those little, gaps that when we take those gaps away, I can give you an extra hour of commercial time in a week that you can sell. It's going to be millions of dollars. They signed him on the spot. They also did a study of how many times somebody has seen the Fox logo and heard my voice associated with that, and the impressions that it made was, over the top. It was crazy.
That's when you ask for a raise.
Yeah, right.
Right.
How do you feel about AI and being able to clone a voice and those kinds of things? How do you feel
scary.
as a voice actor?
You know what? I really, if you call American Express, the number on the back of the card to talk to somebody in customer service, as you're going through the queue, it'll say, we'd like to use your voice for identification. So if you approve this, we will record your voice, and next time you call in, we'll know it's you. Well, what you're allowing is for your voice to then be digitized and into AI, and so that they can discover it's your voice and also reuse your voice, if necessary. So there are some real big, scary problems with AI, and you guys see how people are using AI voices in online posts, and also AI videos now. I mean, there are those amazing posts of like that woman who goes back in time. And I'm here in Hawaii on December 7th, 1941, and it's all AI, and it's amazing. So there's that worry and there's that concern. A lot of the people like SAG-AFTRA, the union, and also another organization called NAVA, National Association of Voice Actors, they lobby Washington, D.C. monthly to try to get a law instituted protecting someone's voice, that it's your personal identity. It's not right now that way. Voices are not covered. Your image on camera can be covered as private property and yours, but they can steal voices all the time. So they're trying to get those laws in place. But then the other side of it is how I can use AI for myself, and I'm doing this and developing a really good AI of my voice that I have consent and control over, because I do voiceover for about 45 radio stations all over U.S. and Canada. So if they need a change, like a date change or something like that, they have to send me the copy, have to record it, Now it would be okay. They could press a button or send me an email and say, Joe, we're going to use the AI. Here's what we need. I approve it. The AI makes it. AI sends it to me. I hear it. I approve it. And boom, it's theirs all within, 30 seconds.
Yeah. The other cool thing that I think would be interesting for you is if you're in there recording, you get your take, and you said 8:00 and it was actually 7:00, and they're like, oh, that's fine. We've got 7:00 recorded already. We'll use AI to put 7 instead of 8. You're good. Go on your way, right?
Yeah, exactly. As long as you have control of it. The problem is when anybody can do it on their own without your knowledge.
Which is what we can do right now. Like as a normal person, I could create your voice and just start pumping it out there.
Yeah.
And it's okay. It's not against the law yet, right? Which is scary because
just
recently, that's your livelihood.
Yeah, exactly. And just recently, I got a number of emails saying, hey, Joe, this website that provides AI voices has you listed on their page as an AI. And it says the voice of Fox, Joe Cipriano. And I knew nothing about it. So I went to the page and I listened to it and I go, that's not me. And then I realized here's another voice that you guys might remember from Fox in the 90s. There was another voice that was non-union that they would use after the title of the show would begin. This voice would come in and say, Married with Children is brought to you tonight by, whatever.
Yes.
Energizer batteries. So they cloned that voice. And
it was the wrong person.
Wrong voice, and attributed it to my name. So then I wasn't, I sent them an email and I said, listen, you do not have permission to use this. Take it down. I don't think I haven't gone back. I'm not sure if it's been taken down yet. I'd be more concerned about it if it really was my voice,
Yeah. I mean, sometimes though, it feels like, somebody they knew who you were. They wanted to recreate your voice because they know people are going to want that. That's kind of cool, but at the same time, it's like, that's how I make my living, guys. Like, if you do that, then they don't need me anymore, and so that's kind of scary.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think James Earl Jones, he was Darth Vader. They went ahead and licensed it. Yeah.
He did, yeah. Before he died, he said that they could use his voice as AI. I think Matthew McConaughey did the same thing, and he's still alive.
Wow.
He said that they could use his voice. So
funny. I heard a spot recently that I swear was Matthew McConaughey, and I don't know if he really voiced it. So I wonder if it is an AI. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, dude, thanks so much for coming on, talking. I don't want to take up more of your time. I know you're hanging out in the bunker.
I'm so
and you've
sorry
got people that are probably waiting on you.
The secret is now been revealed. The smoke and the mirrors are gone.
Yeah. That's what we're here for. We're here to get into that gritty side of the 90s where it's not all sunshine and rainbows, and sometimes your green screen background just doesn't work.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys. This was so fun to do this, and I appreciate it. And I would love to have you guys do my Thursday sometime.
We would love that so much. Like, you let us know when you want us to come on, and we will try to make that work. Because
that would be
so fun to come on and talk about some of that old stuff, and have you host us and ask us questions and do all the things that you do on your side. So That would be amazing.
Excellent. That's good. We will do that for sure.
Love it. Thanks, Joe. Really appreciate it. Have a good rest of your weekend. And
okay, thanks, guys. All right, I'll talk to you later. Thanks again.
Bye.
That's wild, man. It'd be wild to get on his stuff.
It would be crazy. Yeah, that'd be awesome. We had a Peter Suchin who, I don't know what the name was. It was probably Fat Nuts trying to trick us during the interview. I'm like, dude, during the interview, you want to come on?
During the interview,
you don't know how to do anything right. Fat Nuts HD does not know how to do anything correctly.
Oh God, I think you're starting a war here. You're starting a war here, and I have no part of this.
Well,
no part of this.
All I got to say is bring it on.
Okay. Well, there we go, I guess.
All right, we played the intro. You got 5 minutes. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm kidding. We can do this as long as we want. This is going to be our first 2-hour podcast, so suck it up and deal with it.
Yeah, I guess.
Where were we?
You're about to start the new wheel.
Oh, yeah, the wheel. Let's see.
Let's see how this goes.
Where did the wheel go? It's not this one.
I posted the link.
Yeah, I had it up here. I just don't know.
Oh, okay.
Why. I closed it and then stopped sharing.
We need a producer.
Yeah, that'd be fun, but good luck. I'm not paying anybody to do it. Okay. Nope. Yep. Nope. That's the wrong one. This one. Okay, there it is. We'll share it. I'm going to share it. Trav Explains. Yeah, that's what it's called. Okay, here is the Wheel of Nonsense from Foodie Mike C. We're going to spin the wheel.
Yeah.
Explain it.
So you're going to get a phrase, a word, like whatever. You're going to get this, and you got to tell me what you think it is. And then I want you to go through and actually see what the answer is on the sheet that I gave you and explain it in a way that's not.
Right. Okay, so let's give this a spin. The answer is glass bottom boat. Glass bottom boat. Gosh, what could this even be? We're inside of Mike's mind, so it's not going to just be something where I'm looking at fish in the ocean. I know that because I've been on one of those.
Okay.
My entire family passed out because they had too much Dramamine.
Oh, yeah. I remember that story. That's a good story.
Glass bottom boat. What the heck would this even be? Bro, I have no idea.
If you have no clue, go ahead and just go to the answers and see if you can explain it.
Let's see if we can. Okay, where is the actual answer at? It just gives me a definition. It doesn't tell me what it is.
I mean, the definition is the answer.
I see. Why is it called? Why is it this? This is so weird. Okay, so basically, oh my God, this is gross. So a glass bottom boat is if you were to take some kitchen wrap.
Yeah.
Right?
And wrap.
Some saran wrap.
Mm-hmm.
And you were to take a Duke on it, right?
Okay.
So we've got saran wrap and Duke.
Yep.
And for some reason, you would maybe like hold that over your partner's face.
So it almost looks like they're looking through like a murky glass bottom boat.
It's so gross and stupid. I don't understand it.
I don't make the rules. I don't know. I don't make the definitions. I don't make the
After dinner, my partner treated me to a glass bottom boat ride. Gross.
dinner and a show, I guess. I don't know.
I hate this.
That's Urban Dictionary for you. We're getting you into Urban Dictionary.
So I wonder when Urban Dictionary came around, because I feel like it was either in our high school years or just after.
I feel like it was in high school.
Yeah. And so it fits perfectly. I get why we're doing it. It's just so cringe. Like, I'm just like, ooh, how do I even talk? Like, especially this one, because it's just so gross.
Yeah.
Like,
it doesn't, I'm just going to let you know, it doesn't get much better.
Yeah. I mean, okay. But like, at least last week I could try to PG that one up. There is zero PGing that up. Like,
yeah.
So speaking of saran wrap.
Okay.
One of the funniest TikTok compilations I've seen is when people put saran wrap across the doorway and then people run into it. And this one lady, dude, she had lipstick on and glasses, and she runs into that thing and her lips and glasses are both stuck to it when she falls.
It's like an invisible woman just hanging out in the air.
Dude, it was so funny. I laughed so hard at that. Oh my gosh. Oh, well, thank God that's over, because geez.
It only gets worse. So at least you have that to look forward to.
Why did we give him the ability to come up with his own segments?
You shouldn't have, honestly. But I think the next one's going to be a lot better. So last night we were watching this new TV show. I honestly can't even remember what it's called right now. but it's by the Duffer Brothers. They come out with another show after Stranger Things. So we're like, yeah, we're going to check it out. And it's basically about this retirement community. And there's like some sort of like monster or something going on. And they're trying to figure out, what this situation is. And, God, I can't think of that lady's name right now. Gina something. She's in A League of Their Own.
I know what you're talking about.
I don't know why I can't think of her name. But anyways, she's on there. Obviously
she's old now.
A much older woman. She still looks good. So it made me think, it's like, man, I wonder, like, some of these people you still see, in and out of your life, like, Pam Anderson and people you like, kind of grew up as like a crush, I guess. And it made me wonder what they look like now. So I compiled a little list for you here. And I have a slideshow. So if you want to pull that up.
So do you want to explain it first or what?
So the first one, I thought it'd be good to start with the Pink Ranger. Because I feel like that was like everybody's like go-to. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Everyone had a thing for her.
Everybody did. And she got left off on my Mount Rushmore a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the most comments that's the one that I left off. Because this is like, if she's not on there, she's for sure number 5.
Yeah. Okay. Gina Davis.
Gina Davis is her name.
Gina Davis. And like I said, still got
her.
it.
This is Gina Davis?
This is not her. No.
Oh, I was like, wait a second. This just blew my mind. If this is Gina Davis.
No, Gina Davis was the one I was thinking of from the TV show.
Yes.
So, like I said, that kind of sparked this whole thing. So now if you go to the next slide, it shows her from Amy Jo from 26. And it's like, I personally, like, I talk all the time, about, it's like, man, I feel like I'm not aging well. It's like, I feel like I'm just getting wider no matter what I do. But you see some of these people that, you idolize or had crushes on. And it's like, man, they're still doing it, even though they're like, I can't even tell you how old she is.
She's got wrinkles, but she still looks the same. I mean,
still looks great.
I will say it. She didn't get fat.
No, that's true. Okay. So my next one, Carmen Electra. Something like that. Yeah.
Carmen Electra. Holy crap, dude.
Yeah.
She
was a huge one for me.
I forgot how, like, I don't know. She's fake for sure. She was always fake.
Oh, yeah.
But I kind of forgot about Carmen Electra outside of like Dennis Rodman and her.
Yeah, that almost kind of ruined it for me because I was like, man, I bet she's got all kinds of weird shit now because of Dennis Rodman. You don't think about that as like a young kid or whatever. It's like, man, she's really pretty. And then it's like, now it's like, God,
I feel like this is gonna be bad. Is this bad?
It's not as bad as you would think. I thought it was going to be terrible, to be honest.
There's really bad. There's a couple that are really bad. I don't know if you have them on here, but they're...
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. So go ahead and go. We have the more current Electra.
She might be better looking now.
I feel like she's kind of got like crazy eyes. But I don't know.
That's just pictures though, I think.
Yeah.
And she's got lots of makeup on. But yeah, I mean, a
lot of work done, but I mean, still looks great. Like,
she's pretty for sure.
Nothing wrong there. Okay. Next one. This is yours, right?
Oh man. Heck yeah. This isn't even a picture of her when she was like at her best.
Yeah, I know. And I was trying to find like a good like younger photo, but I feel like they're all just kind of mixing in. But to her credit, I mean, like, she held up pretty well.
Jennifer Love Hewitt is just, dude.
Yeah. So the new one, she's put on some weight, but still, it's like,
but she's had kids. I mean,
I'm like, no,
I'm not even mad at it.
No, absolutely not. It's like, man.
And she's got tattoos now, which give me some tats on them arms, and I like it.
Shooey brother. Anyways, this next one's kind of odd because it's a figure we all grew up with.
What? Don't ruin Marge for me.
I'm just saying. So the interesting thing about this is Marge Simpson did a Playboy thing. Like, she was actually in Playboy a little bit back.
She's a cartoon.
I know, but they put her in Playboy. And the interesting thing is, like, I actually took one of the photos and used like ChatGPT, be like, hey, what would she look like if she's like 55 now, let's say, and the next photo, I feel like they kind of did her dirty, to be honest. But the interesting thing is it definitely aged her, like, kind of did its thing.
Homer has his butt cheeks against the shower.
Yeah. So this is definitely it's a very appropriate theme for The Simpsons.
Oh my gosh. And her hair's down. We never saw Marge with her hair down.
I know.
She's ready though. She's got that dirty martini right there, and she's ready for
Long Island iced tea, and she's just waiting for that. Yeah, Jesus Christ. So I thought that was a fun one. The next one, Pam Anderson.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you right now.
I've seen some that have gotten pretty bad, but Kara was even explaining, like, yeah, she's just kind of like anti-makeup now. Like, she just wants to be like all natural. It's like, hey, good for you. That's, I've seen some pretty rough ones, but at the same time, it's like, you know, she is an older woman, and
This is not as bad as some of them that I've seen. She has some
Sure.
makeup on here, and I feel like her eyes. It's not even about makeup.
sure,
Her eyes like sunk in, and her nose bridge got real weird. And I know I'm being picky because it's Pam Anderson, but like it just, she was like everybody's like. We all looked at Pam Anderson in the '90s and was like, "Holy crap!"
I think that's kind of the problem with like all the cosmetic stuff. Like at some point, it's just like it's just gonna fail. You know, like
Yeah.
it's just gonna cave in.
But
and,
some of these
like,
people
whatever.
that didn't do all of that work,
Yeah.
they still look good.
Yeah, and
And
that's what I'm
that's the
saying.
thing.
It's, you know, and I hate to even say it, you know, because it's like, who are we to judge? Like, you know,
Yeah,
kind of
like, I'm the ugliest
beauty
dude on the
standards.
planet,
You
so
know,
whatever.
like fuck, look at me, like whatever. But even like Starlight from The Boys. I don't know if you ever watch that show, but it's like from like season 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or something. Like she did like some cosmetic stuff, and it's like, man, you were great before. And it's like, you know, I don't know. And like I said, it's as long as
Like
she's
Megan
comfortable and she's
Fox.
happy
We
with
were-
who she is.
I was just talking about this with my wife, Megan Fox. When she was in Transformers,
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody better looking than Megan Fox.
Mm-hmm.
She still looks great, but she's done so much work that I
Yeah.
feel like that's gonna
And it's
come
like,
back to
why?
bite her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, why? You definitely
Exactly.
have to. Okay.
Oh my
well,
God. See, and this is an example to me of somebody
Yeah.
that didn't do work.
Yeah. And it's wild because like I remember like having this thought like years ago, because you remember it's like, man, she was like so hot, like she was like the crush to me. And then it's like, I'm gonna see what she's up to now. And then you see like she did like an older portrait, or as a portraits as an older woman. Show this next one. I had to censor it, but
Yeah, you
my
did.
God, what the hell?
Yeah. Holy crap. And this and
Crazy.
then and like for Kelly Kapowski, Tiffany Amber Thiessen. I feel like she got in trouble for like doing some weird stuff with like kids sports or something, like betting or something, and she was like in trouble for a little bit. But
I think you're thinking of someone else.
am I?
Yeah,
It's
I
not
feel
her.
like you're thinking of someone from like Full House or some shit, like something to do with the college, or I can't
Yes,
remember
it
who
was college tuition or something.
Yeah,
weird.
so,
it
had
wasn't her.
something to do with college shit. No, it wasn't her. I don't think.
Okay.
I think it was
But
somebody else.
yeah,
But,
I mean, and this is even older. Like she's still doing stuff,
yeah.
and she's on TikTok all the time.
You know what pisses me off? She's doing cooking stuff now. And it's like, how the fuck am I supposed to compete with
Yeah, you
like
can't.
this? Yeah,
Nope. Can't do it
yeah, I'm fucked.
for sure.
Anyway, man,
That's a good one. That like those crushes, dude. I mean, it's amazing to see the progression of those people and how some of. I mean, your body's just going to do what your body's going to do, and so it's fine. And I don't want to like body shame anybody or
No.
whatever, but it's like I just feel like the ladies that had, like we said, the ladies that had work done that do all this Botox and all the stuff that they did to think that they looked good. That's not what we're looking for. Like normal guys aren't looking for all of that nonsense usually.
and they don't care. You know, they
Yeah, I
don't care
get
what
it.
I want.
But then
or,
it
you
just
know,
comes
that's
back
fine.
to bite you in the end, and it's like that's not gonna age. You're not gonna age well when you do all
Sure.
that stuff. And
But with that being said, I mean, shit. If they're happy, I'm happy.
yeah,
I just wanted to look and see, like, man, what are they up to? What do they look like? What are they doing?
crazy, and that's what they're doing. All right, we're gonna have to do this one. We're just gonna do the conundrum answer,
Okay.
and then we'll get the heck out of here because 2:07. I used to think 45 minutes was a long time. So, if you answered, well, the question was, what did the Pokemon Pinball cartridge, Game Boy cartridge, have in it to make it stand apart? And the answer was number B, a Rumble Pack powered by a AAA battery. Bro, like they had Rumble before Rumble was even a thing in the Game Boy. That's wild.
That is wild.
Yeah, you put a AAA battery in that thing, and it'd give you the rumble when you pinballed, and it's like, because honestly, like that's pretty genius because that's what
is.
pinball machines do.
That gives you that authentic feel to it.
Yeah. Okay, so rules of engagement: don't try to get into the show when we've got a guest on. Fat Nuts HD's not that bad of a guy.
You say that, but he's still commenting.
Yeah, because it's fine, but he's not that bad.
Yeah, he's been here this whole time, so
He has. He's super fan. It should be super fan Nuts HD or something. I don't know. Or he just hates us enough that he's going to spend 2 hours commenting garbage. So it's fine. Thanks, Fat Nuts, for being our number one fan today. Just don't try to get into the show when we're on a freaking call with Joe Cipriano. Like, come on. You can't even talk to us. How are you going to talk to a celebrity? Come on. And then go check out our website, cartridgeandquest.com. All the cool stuff out there. Friday Night Rush is out there for you guys to play. Tell us what your high score is in Friday Night Rush. How bad can you beat the kid? Or go the opposite way and tell us how bad he beat you. Yeah. Because he's tough.
I just get my ass beat.
And then, check us out on the socials. And that's what we got for you. So
Peace out, motherfucker.
keep it rad. Peace.